The most prosperous year for billionaires in the 21st century was unquestionably 2021. They have earned more money than they have ever made. The world's 10 richest people had a $402 billion gain in wealth. According to Bloomberg, the world's top 10 wealthiest individuals are all worth more than $100 billion. Hello everyone, welcome to Wealthy Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 golden rules of money only 1% of people know. If you are new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. In 2019, only 2 people, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, had a net worth of more than $1 billion. It seems that the previous 2 years were not as bad as we anticipated. They may even be regarded as the stock market's heyday. We may never have to go through that in the near future. For example, the price of Tesla shares increased by more than 1,200% between January 2020 and November 2021. For this reason, Elon Musk topped the Forbes list with about $200 billion. A net worth of $237 billion is not a laughing matter. He has the ability to buy whole countries. Despite his willingness to purchase Twitter, it seems that his intentions have fallen through. It's also conceivable that he was just interested in trolling Twitter and wasn't serious about it at all. His net worth finally exceeded the $300 billion mark. He boosted his net fortune by $121 billion in 2021, falling just shy of the $140 billion he achieved in 2020. If he continues to grow at this rate, we may see headlines such as Elon Musk is the first trillionaire, or Elon Musk, the guy who has crossed the $1 trillion net worth. In the next 5 to 10 years, he'll be jealous of the Saudi monarchy. Although it may seem that only tech billionaires have earned enormous fortunes, this is not the case. Take, for example, Bernard Arnold. He works in the clothing sector. He still leads the Forbes billionaire list with a net worth of $176 billion. His LVMH business has almost every luxury brand imaginable. Given that we're talking about amounts that the vast majority of people will never achieve, it may be impossible to make sense of anything. Even if you make $1 million each year, which places you among the highest earners, it will take you 1,000 years to reach the $1 billion mark. There will be a record 14.6 million Americans with investable assets of $1 million or more in 2021, up from 13.3 million in 2020. When you think about it, there is a lot of money to be made, especially in the United States, where the economy is worth more than $20 trillion. So, how can some people make millions of dollars when the vast majority of people are struggling financially? How can individuals make so much money while more than 60% of the population is unable to save $1,000 for an emergency fund? Of course, there is no simple solution to this. However, if you look carefully, you will see that everyone who has earned over $1 million has followed these 4 rules. They are so simple that it is easy to miss them. That is most likely why the bulk of people have terrible financial circumstances. Here are the 5 golden rules of money. Number 1, have the right mindset. When it comes to improving your personal finances, how you think about money is one of the most important building blocks. Having the right attitude helps a lot. You'll never get rich if you always find reasons why you can't. You're the only one who can change your situation. First, decide that you want to be rich. Instead of being broke for the rest of your life, living from paycheck to paycheck, and struggling to get by, think about how you can get rich. How can you make enough money so that you never have to work again? People who are rich turn problems into opportunities and see failure as a chance to learn and grow. Number 2, the rule of 20%. Consider any company. Even though a company has numerous products, the vast majority of its revenues or profits come from a small number of those products. For example, Apple, which seems to be the most successful company in the world, provides a diverse variety of products and services. However, the iPhone contributes to more than half of its revenue, with the remaining 30% coming from 2 more products and the remaining goods and services contributing just 10% to 20%. Examine the athletes. It's mind-boggling to realize that they get paid millions of dollars to play a single game. You feel you should have followed an athletic profession, despite the fact that there are millions of athletes globally. Just the best 1% of them contribute 80% of the cash generated by this industry. Everyone else gets the remaining 20%, and the vast majority are unable to sustain themselves via sports. Similarly, YouTube, the richest 1% of YouTubers, earn millions of dollars, while the other 99% struggle to make ends meet. Working at a McDonald's frequently provides a higher rate of return than generating YouTube videos. The vast majority of YouTube videos earn less than 50 views, just 2% receive 1,000 or more views, and only 0.3% obtain at least 500,000 views. This suggests that your prospects of becoming popular on YouTube are slim. Even if you wind up with 500,000 views, you won't make much money. According to the 20% rule, sometimes known as the 80-20 rule, 80% of outcomes are caused by 20% of the factors. 20% of drivers cause 80% of all traffic accidents. 20% of employees cause 80% of the results. And 20% of drinkers consume 80% of the alcohol. Even if the ratio isn't always exactly 80-20, it's close, because only 20% of the population is dealing with 80% of the problems. 80% of the wealth is concentrated in the hands of just 20% of the people. Get 80% of your income from 20% of the labor you do. The idea is that if you stop doing all of these things that don't benefit your life in any way, you'll have more time to focus on activities that will boost your output and money. You can see why it took some people 20 or 30 years to get their first $1 billion, but only 1 or 2 years to get their second. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Number 3. Speculation is most hazardous when it seems simple. The previous 2 years have been among the finest in cryptocurrency history. People that traded cryptocurrencies gained huge amounts of money, while fraudsters stole a record $14 billion. Consider the amount of money that people have lost. It has occurred previously. In 2017, the same story was told. Not to say that cryptocurrencies or NFTs are fraudulent, but since they are such new and volatile assets, they are riddled with them. YouTube is saturated with advertisements offering you the opportunity to become wealthy by buying their cryptocurrency, participating in their program, or just listening to what they have to say. Despite the fact that it is straightforward, most people waste their little money in this manner. As a result, be wary if it seems to be really easy to benefit from speculation, as you will almost certainly get into a trap from which it will be difficult to escape. Number 4. Avoid emotional reactions. If you've ever invested in the stock market, you're aware of how powerful emotions can be. Especially when everything is expanding, it's tough to keep things in perspective. However, the last 6 months have shown that just because things are better does not automatically suggest that they will continue to improve. Despite high inflation, it is preferable to hold cash right now rather than equities or cryptocurrencies, since both were crushed when the Fed raised interest rates, even if inflation is at its highest in 4 decades. We have explained why markets have declined, but you get the concept. It's always a good idea to do your research before investing, since it's a lot easier to lose money than it is to make it. Finally, the last of the 5 golden rules of money is self-reliance. Although it may not seem to be a financial guideline, this is most certainly the most important skill that every rich person keeps in mind. If you rely on people for money, no one will care about you as much as you care about yourself, and you won't go very far. If you have a job, your bosses control your financial future. There's nothing wrong with it. Your management will make little attempt to make you a millionaire. Your ultimate goal in life should be to possess something. We are striving to produce something that will stay and not to be taken over by others. You are more motivated and innovative to build it when it is yours. In a society where everyone looks out for themselves and puts their own goals first, you can't depend on other people to help you reach your goals. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned the 5 golden rules of money. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.